Are you focusing on your rights in marriage? Marriage is a delicate balance of rights and responsibilities, and it takes both working in harmony for a marriage to thrive. We all enter marriage on the understanding that we've acquired certain rights when we said, I do. We quite rightly expect our spouse to meet certain basic needs that we have. However, we often don't realize that focusing on our rights is not the healthiest approach to marriage. Most couples who made it to the altar got there based on a singular focus on the well-being of their partner. Think back to your pre-marriage days and recall how much time you spent dreaming up ways to be good to your spouse to be. You wanted to understand what makes them happy. You poured a lot of creativity into meeting his or her needs. You listened carefully to their unspoken desires, and you found pleasure in meeting them. You made him or her feel special, cared for, treasured. And that's what they signed up for when they said, I do. Now, fast forward several years later, somewhere along the line, maybe a subtle shift has occurred. And now you find yourself majoring on what your partner should be doing to please you, rather than what you were so good at doing, pleasing your partner. Do you constantly find yourself complaining about what your spouse is not doing? That you find little motivation to do what you can do to make your spouse feel valued and appreciated? If so, that is a symptom of what I like to call rights disease. It's a malady that needs immediate attention before it snuffs the life out of your marriage. Marriage was not designed to function on a getting mentality. Rather, the love of God finds its highest and best expression through us when we focus on giving. The most inspiring marriages are created by two people serving each other selflessly. The Bible has a lot to say about how we should treat our spouse, but paradoxically, I often find wives focusing on the scriptures that are addressed to their husbands, and husbands constantly referring to the verses that are addressed to their wives, without paying attention to God's instructions to them personally. Why spend your time reading someone else's mail? Are you trying too hard to protect your own interests? If you are expending your energy trying to get your wife to respect you or your husband to love you, you may have missed the point of marriage. Give it a rest and give your marriage over to God. Focus on your own assignment within the marriage and let God work in your spouse's life, teaching them how to treat you right. God will defend your rights when you focus on your responsibilities. No one ever cultivated a great marriage by focusing on what's in it for me. Great marriages were always based on how can I serve. Even Jesus, our leader and example, said he came not to be served but to serve. And that was how he won the world, by sacrifice, not by self-preservation. So if all your thoughts regarding your marriage are centered on what your spouse should be doing to please you and meet your needs, you will find yourself living below the level of joy which is possible in marriage. So turn your marriage experience right side up today by asking yourself, what can I do to serve my spouse? To borrow the immortal words of John F. Kennedy, ask not what your spouse can do for you. Ask rather what you can do for your spouse. Smarter decisions lead to better relationships.